Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Dr. Jim Anderson. I'm author of the new book, The Simple Diet. We're very pleased with the reports we've been getting about the Simple Diet. I've treated over 1,500 people with the Simple Diet, and now people are getting the same results from the book. Basically, we've heard from over 40 people, and they're losing about 400 pounds total. They're losing about 3 pounds a week. Visit our website, AndersonSimpleDiet.com. AndersonSimpleDiet.com to get more information. Best wishes. We begin a little history of the Simple Diet. We began in 1985. I established the weight management program at the University of Kentucky. I'd done research in obesity for 20 years before that. In our program, we treated over 5,000 obese individuals. We had good results, and the medical literature was pleased to accept our articles. We published 30 articles on the Simple Diet over 25 years. We were particularly pleased and gratified. We had a very large 100-pound club. We had over 250 people who lost over 100 pounds in our weight management program without surgery, without drug use. So I think one of the largest collections of people who lost weight just through nutrition management. In 1990, we began trying fruits and vegetables as well as the shakes and entrees. And then we really formalized the Simple Diet about 15 years ago. So my experience with the Simple Diet involves about 1,500 people treated with this diet. Just to compare weight losses with different diets. Okay. This is weight loss in 6 months. With Weight Watchers, people lost about 9 pounds, around 8 or 9 pounds in 6 months with Jenny Craig. These are published in the literature. Of course, the references are in her book and on my blog. The Atkins diet, they lost about 12 pounds in 6 months. Nutrisystem about 16 pounds. In contrast with the Simple Diet, the average weight loss was about 32 to 34 pounds. So with our diet, this is documented, published articles. The Simple Diet is twice to 4 times as effective as other popular diets out there. Let's look at other types of diets, not formal programs, but various diets. The Zone and the Ornish diet, people lose in 3 months about 5 pounds on average, and they lose about 5 pounds in 6 months. They maintain that loss. With the Atkins diet, you hear a lot about the Atkins diet. They lose about 9 pounds in 3 months, and in 6 months they lose about 11 pounds. The Simple Diet is about 3 to 4 times as effective as other popular diets. So, this is what the medical literature says. These are all documented in my book and on my blog. So, you're familiar with the Simple Diet. The first phase is a weight loss phase. I think many of you, how many people have seen my book or are in my book? Yeah. Okay. Several. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, the Simple Diet, the first phase is the weight loss phase. And that has six key elements. Watch my fingers, make sure I get the right number. Thank you. But the 6 keys are using 5 meal replacements a day. That's 3 shakes and 2 entrees. Eating 5 servings of fruits or vegetables a day. Thirdly, volume. The stomach doesn't know whether you're taking in calories or not. It just wants to be full. And so a glass of water is as filling as a glass of orange juice or Coca-Cola as far as the stomach's concerned. So drinking lots of fluids, and Dr. Oz, in a recent pronouncement, gave instructions on when to drink your fluids. I think just getting the fluids in is what's important. I don't care whether you drink it before, after, during the meal. I don't think there's science on that. Burning calories, I think physical activity is very important. About walking approximately 2 miles a day. We'll expand on that in more details later. Keeping daily records of meal replacements, like in golf or bowling, you can't tell how you're doing if you don't keep score. So keeping score is very important in weight loss. And then most people need to be accountable. They need to have somebody they can talk to about how they're doing, either a friend, a family member, or the doctor, or someone in the doctor's office. Let's talk about meal replacements. Shakes, one of my favorites is the Special K. Gay likes milk chocolate. I prefer the dark chocolate. Whoever's shopping gets what they like. But this is very handy. It's really simple. Slim Fast also comes in cans, and then you can get many powdered shakes. One of my favorites is a Revival soy powder shake, and I make a smoothie. I had one yesterday afternoon. I put it in a packet of soy powder, about 16 ounces of root beer, 4 strawberries, 2 packets of Splenda, and 5 ice cubes. I blended all that together, made a really nice. I had that about 4 o'clock. Kept me full till dinner around 6:30. So I think nutrition shakes are, I think, in comparison to Nutrisystem and Jenny Craig, they don't use shakes. And I think that's the big difference between our diet and theirs. Of course, they're more liberal and they use a lot of junky foods. But they don't use shakes. I think using shakes are really the fundamental. I think shakes are very important because shakes are low in calorie, they're filling. And I think that finding shakes that you enjoy are really a central part of our weight loss program. Entrees, you can have a whole variety. We recommend over 200. That's just scratching the surface. Frozen food dinners, you can have pasta or lobster ravioli. You can have chicken marsala, and you can have lasagna, and you can have a variety of meats. So there's a real variety. And there also are shelf-stable entrees that if you're traveling, you can pack and you don't have to worry about freezing them, keeping them frozen. Okay? This week, Lovey sent me this nice picture. And fruits. Fruits are delicious. I love fruits. I have about six servings of fruit a day. Fruits and vegetables are the second key to our diet. So that fruits and vegetables contribute a lot to keeping you full. You can use frozen, fresh. You can use fresh, frozen, or canned fruits. We always rinse the fruits because when you rinse a can of fruit, you get rid of about 40% of the sugar in the serving. I had Splenda to bring back some of the sweetness. It's clear that eating an apple, research shows that eating an apple is much more filling than drinking a glass of apple juice. You can chug a glass of apple juice in a minute, whereas eating an apple takes longer, and it's just more filling, has more fiber. I think fruit can be blended into shakes and smoothies. We always have fruit salad after lunch and dinner. Kay's a sweetheart in cutting up fresh fruit twice a day for me. Splenda, I like sweetness, as we'll talk. I need sweetness, and Splenda brings me the sweetness I need. Some people prefer stevia; it's more natural, but I like Splenda. Later on, basically, when you start the diet, the first few weeks, any fruit or vegetable is good. Later on, we'll talk about the calories. Obviously, bananas have more calories than apples do per serving. Vegetables, 2 or 3 servings of vegetables a day. Again, fresh, frozen, or canned. Rinsing the vegetables gets rid of about 40% of the salt. And Nancy told us about shopping for lower salt entrees and shakes. You know, most of us don't need all the salt that comes with those canned beans and vegetables. We can rinse that. I actually have a little Splenda too. Some of my vegetables, I like Splenda on spinach, so I'm sort of crazy. But it brings back some of the flavor, yeah. We have raw fruit, raw vegetables for lunch, carrots, celery, green peppers, red peppers, with no-fat ranch. And then Gabe frequently fixes stir-fried vegetables. I have 2 cups of vegetables with my entree for dinner. But again, potatoes obviously have much more calories than carrots. And so down the road, you may need to select the lower calorie fruits and vegetables.